We talked for I think it took me 5 minutes, and I said, Greg, I want to work with you. And I mean, he was a pretty scary dude back then, you know? And I said, I want you to come to my office tomorrow, alone, and we're going to come up with a 30-minute talk. And we worked on the talk, and then for the next 3 years, through the Lighthouse Project, we took Greg into every middle school and every high school in Guilford County. And he told his story. I'm standing there talking to somebody, and somebody drives right up, and I feel him against the back of my legs. And a horn went off, and I turned around, and it was Chief Faley. You guys remember Chief Faley when he was our police chief? Big dude, and Air Force vet. And he and I were really close friends, and man, he took me to the side of Smitty's up against the wall, and he said, oh, do you have any idea who you're helping? You know what wants you, this guy? You know what he did? You know what he did? I said, Chief, I don't want to know what he did. I said, Greg is a changed man in Christ as far as I'm concerned. And what he had to do was probably one of the hardest things I've ever seen. Is he came back, he had all these relationships in town, but they were all, most of them were somehow involved with the drug trade and the gang world. And so I said, you gotta end all those relationships. So imagine coming back to your hometown and not being able to talk to anybody. I mean, and Greg did that. He goes, Paul, I'm in college. I said, man, I knew he could do it. My wife and I, and we got him a little briefcase with his name on it. Remember that? And felt like I sent my third kid to college. And not only did he get 2 degrees, he also was chosen as the Laurel Wreath. It was the leadership award. It was for the student at that university that had showed the most leadership in their entire class, and it was voted by his classmates. And I was on vacation when he was graduating, and I told my wife, I said, man, I'm at the beach, and I'm like, I can't not be there for Greg. And she's not happy that I'm leaving, but I got up, drove out there, and I got there just before the dinner was being served, and so we're sitting there, and Greg and I are yucking it up, and people are coming up for the awards, and we hear something about this Laurel Wreath Award. The next thing we know, we hear Greg Commander's name called. And Greg, that was one of the proudest moments of my life.